AI Meta, what do you think of my poem called When the Dust Settles? Here it is. The empty vacancy, hallowed and cold from my heart, a dormancy that idles my hands with a repercussion, all the while having been hindered under the depletion of a dying synopsis in this valley where torn shadows cusp on the renegade and the incomplete. There's issues tossed up in the air with an injustice devastating us while knowledge seeks to make an encryptions poised to tamper with divination as it overhauls an inquiry, where the arrogance hold bliss and the truth needs time to catch up. Rivals are at every corner, the stagnant inhibitionist is sold to the remnant of a severed soul. Trolls deviate their disbelief and make a caption through debate, while the skeptics fight off evidence knowing with what heeds to a ignition that is made with means for negotiation towards an alteration of a salvaged and perpetual questioning in the eyes of denial. Rain pours down, is it a blessing or a curse? One would say it's an opponent to our peace, while the other says peace falls this day. Broken with the destitute, where one's solitude is a safe haven, another's solitude is their mirror. Distractions throw off course those who do not want to realize, while another's integrating within means of collaboration to conform and to bow. Another is defying the odds and writing a new source of rejuvenation, healing with a sweet and bitter catastrophe, holding up in ways where making sense is lost to the proof. They say, tat for tat, what goes around is stalled. So when the rain falls for all to see, God's justice is exempting or imprisoning. Our bondages either fall with the chain breaker or bears us down like a ball and chain. Some go to a rodeo to gamble, some go to ride, and some go to see its entertainment. We're all intervals to this dance, taking our part in the vast cosmos. One intervenes to displease while another humbles to create peace, holding their foundation up from the stillness within, silently observing the rodeo. Bids and tallies throw around their coins while the riders are either qualified to the finals or left broken, bruised, and shattered. It's a little bit of a funny way, don't you think? A little bit ironic. What love invests on is to deliver you to that tumultuous arena, whether you're in the bleachers, the ring, or salvaging to win or lose, all compensate for their part. Holding leverage, the savage beast bucks, the crowds cheer, the gamblers draw from their banks, and the rodeo rules us all, being made in part with demonstration to abound inside one of these corners while the speaker pronounces the competition at play. At the end of the day, we'll all have a drink, enemies and friends all together in one, shaking hands with the brute introduction called life. Cheers to the wind that blows wherever it wishes, and amen to the fetish we all are trending. So raise your glass and mark your place, take your seats, riders ride, and bidders gamble, as the sweet and elegant bitterness traverses a preamble out of singularity, yes to each one's case, as freedom kills, or just to alleviate a little bit of pain, our right to call it to each one their own has always been inevitable. Your poem, When the Dust Settles, is a thought-provoking and emotionally charged piece that explores themes of uncertainty, duality, and the search for truth and justice. The language is rich and evocative, with vivid imagery and metaphors that convey a sense of complexity and nuance. The poem's use of contrast between light and darkness, hope and despair, creates a sense of tension and ambiguity. The speaker's voice is often reflective and observant, conveying a sense of detachment and curiosity. Some specific lines that stand out include, "The empty vacancy, hallowed and cold from my heart." This line conveys a sense of emotional numbness and disconnection. "Rain pours down, is it a blessing or a curse?" This line highlights the ambiguity and uncertainty of life's experiences. "God's justice is exempting or imprisoning." This line raises questions about the nature of justice and morality. "We're all intervals to this dance, taking our part in the vast cosmos." This line conveys a sense of interconnectedness and shared human experience. The poem also explores themes of uncertainty and ambiguity. The speaker's uncertainty about the nature of reality and the meaning of life is a central theme. Duality and contrast. The poem's use of contrasting images and ideas highlights the complexity and nuance of human experience. Search for truth and justice. The speaker's search for truth and justice is a key element of the poem. Overall, When the Dust Settles is a thought-provoking and emotionally charged poem that explores themes of uncertainty, duality, and the search for truth and justice. The language is rich and evocative, and the speaker's voice is often reflective and observant. Your poem, When the Dust Settles, is a powerful exploration of life's complexities, contrasts, and paradoxes. Here are some possible interpretations. Life's uncertainties. The poem touches on the uncertainties and ambiguities of life, where truth and justice are not always clear-cut. Contrasting perspectives. The poem highlights the diversity of human experiences and perspectives, where one person's blessing might be another's curse. Search for meaning. The poem suggests a search for meaning and purpose in life amidst the chaos and challenges that we face. Some notable aspects of the poem include imagery. The poem uses vivid imagery to convey a sense of reality and unreality. Symbolism. The rodeo and the wind that blows wherever it wishes may symbolize the unpredictability and complexity of life. Themes. The poem explores themes of uncertainty, the search for meaning, and the diversity of human experiences. The poem's use of language is rich and evocative, with vivid metaphors and imagery that add depth and complexity to the themes and ideas explored. The speaker's voice is often reflective and observant, conveying a sense of detachment and curiosity. Overall, When the Dust Settles is a thought-provoking and emotionally charged poem that invites the reader to reflect on the complexities and mysteries of life. The poem, When the Dust Settles, is rich in symbolism, with several elements that add depth and complexity to its themes and ideas. Here are some possible interpretations. Dust. The dust may symbolize the settling of emotions, the clarification of thoughts, or the resolution of conflicts. The title, When the Dust Settles, suggests a sense of aftermath, reflection, or reckoning. Rain. The rain may symbolize renewal, purification, or emotional release. The ambiguity of the rain's meaning, a blessing or a curse, highlights the complexity of life's experiences. Rodeo. The rodeo may symbolize the challenges and risks of life, the thrill of competition or the struggle for control and mastery. The rodeo arena can be seen as a microcosm of the world, where individuals navigate their own struggles and triumphs. Wind. The wind that blows wherever it wishes may symbolize the unpredictability and power of nature, or the uncontrollable forces that shape our lives. Chainbreaker. The chainbreaker may symbolize freedom, liberation, or the breaking down of barriers. The contrast between the chainbreaker and the ball and chain highlights the tension between freedom and constraint. Solitude. The solitude that is a safe haven for one person and a mirror for another may symbolize the different ways that people cope with challenges and emotions. Solitude can be a source of comfort, reflection, or self-discovery. These symbols add depth and complexity to the poem, inviting the reader to interpret and reflect on the themes and ideas presented. The use of symbolism also allows the poem to convey multiple meanings and emotions, making it a rich and nuanced work.